What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well and staying safe. It is time now for the Wednesday edition of the Pandemic Update for Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. Wasn't certain whether I was actually going to do a pandemic update today. Did not do a lot of research, and some of my long COVID issues have been coming back to haunt me. I'll be truly open and honest with you guys. I tell it like it is. I give you the straight hard facts, and one of my issues with long COVID that goes away for many months and then comes back at random has come back again. It's an issue where I get like a pain right down here. It's like chest pressure that just builds up. I honestly don't know what causes it, but if I sound like I'm out of breath, now you know why. It's because I have an issue that comes back at random, and I'm probably going to have to call my doctor. I know I said now's not the time for medical appointments, but I think it's time I finally get this attended to and maybe get some answers. So let's do a shortened version of the pandemic update today, starting off with India. 60 new COVID cases have been reported in India. That is a slight increase over the previous day's total. And the active cases did see a slight increase from 1,747 to 1,482. And I am not seeing here anything that states what the total number of deaths are. So, guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see that. Alright, now to this. This is something I am concerned about. You should be concerned about as well. Nursing homes concerns. Uptick in COVID cases could turn into late summer wave. I don't even need to read the full article. I can tell you my point of view on this, and that is, with so many people not wearing one of these anymore, come on, you know what they are. They are masks. With so many people not masking now, and people going to visit their relatives who may be in a nursing home and increasing cases, there's a lot of opportunities for cases to be rising in nursing homes. And with such a small percentage of people boosted, you have to think that probably includes nursing homes as well. So there are just a whole number of ways and possibilities that we could see nursing home cases increase. You already saw just a few weeks ago, and last month too, and the previous one in June, we see multiple nursing home outbreaks that have occurred up in Massachusetts, in the Boston area. I'm sure there have been others across the country. We're just not seeing it make the news. And speaking of news, before we move on, I was surprised to see when I was doing a little bit of research earlier, apparently in the 4 o'clock hour, a local station here in Philadelphia, our CBS affiliate, actually talked about COVID and it rising, and they actually said, stay tuned in the 5 o'clock hour. We are going to have a story on long COVID and the risk of long COVID. Like, hello, yes, finally the news is talking about long COVID. Finally, they're talking about people like me, yes. I guess I'm still long COVID considered as well. And anyone who has to deal with it. I mean, there's a lot of people that deal with it far worse than I do. But moving on, let's take a look at the air quality for today, which is something I like to see because air quality can affect our health as well. If you're someone like me who deals with asthma, guess what? You know bad air quality days can affect your ability to breathe. And it's kind of a mixed story today. It's not as good as it was yesterday. Alright, the Northeast is still doing well. There is this one site in the Northeast. I don't know why that's high. Maybe there's a fire there. But look at the Great Lakes and Midwest. You can see where the humidity has risen a little bit. There's starting to be an increase in bad air quality. And we do know we expect there to be bad air quality across St. Louis, Indiana, Kentucky. As the humidity's up there, and plus there's a really bad weather system. West Coast is not too bad. In between there is some pretty good air quality, but in the mountainous regions of California there are some areas with bad air quality. If you want to learn more about that system I just mentioned, that's ongoing in the Tennessee Valley on back through Missouri, go to my climate data report channel. I did do a climate update this morning, a mobile one. I mean, it's easier for me to just do it off my phone when I'm out and about instead of trying to rush and do one at home and get one of those out at the same time I'm trying to get the pandemic update out. But down below I put the link for it at Climate Data report. All right, let's take a look at Walgreens here. The national positivity rate from Walgreens is at 42%. The prior week was 38.8%, a difference of 3.2%. Current week's testing is 1,922. The prior week was 2,028. Let's take a look at a couple states that I don't believe we looked at yesterday. First off, Nevada. Nevada is at 30.8% this week. The previous week was 55.8%. That's a difference of down 25%. 26 tests versus 52, so that is a pretty big decrease. How about Louisiana? 23.5% this week. 36.4% last week, a difference of 12.8%. 17 tests versus 11, so testing is down, but cases down at the same time. That's actually a good thing. Now we come here to Alaska. Alaska did not report last week. This week they did report. 36.4% this week versus 0 last week. That's obviously up 36.4%, but we don't know what last week was because they did not report and there was no testing last week. And let's come up here and do a couple Great Lake region. This is bad. Wisconsin, 50% positivity this week, 28.1% last week, 21.9% difference. Total testing, 16. Prior week, 32. That's up 21.9% for positivity. That's a big increase. Yes, testing's down, but we know cases are rising in various places. And how about Illinois? This will be the last one that we do today. Illinois, 55.6% positivity this week, 31.9% last week, difference of 23.7%. And that is way up. Testing is down, but again, with a rise that big, it's partly because of cases too. 90 tests versus 116. All right, moving on. Wastewater's up in all regions. The EG.5 variant is starting to show up in wastewater. Let's take a look now at a little bit more into wastewater. And you can see here on the map, we do have an increasing number of the orange sites and the red sites. That's moderate to high levels of COVID. Red being high, orange being moderate to high. That's not good to see. And then moving on now to, we want to take a look at emergency department. I'm going to move myself to the left. And you can see here, there is a definite increase in the number of states which are reporting increases in emergency department visits. We know hospitalizations in the United States are up. We'll get an update on this data tomorrow. We'll get a wastewater update from BioBot tomorrow, and I think CDC on Friday. That's how it's going to work. We will also get the update on this on Friday. No, not that. We have nothing in this day in pandemic history. I already checked. And this is the variant proportion. We will get an update on that on Friday. I don't think we're going to do a variant proportion update. I think we're going to do it within the Friday pandemic update, and we'll just show you a few of the different regions. I'm trying to limit it to just one video a day now on the channel. It's too stressful just to get multiple videos out a day plus the other channel and doing all my, I have a life too, but yeah, so I think we're just going to limit it now down to just one video on this channel a day, but albeit some days it's going to be a longer video. We have a lot of things to share with you. Alright, I wanted to show you a wastewater site in South Jersey today. Look at this. Bridgeton, New Jersey. I was looking at this last night, and I said, whoa, this is a big rise. Now, it's not at the Jersey Shore, but it's closer to the Delaware Bay. People do go to the Delaware Bay as well, and if it's rising this much here, look at coronavirus. If it's rising this much here, we know it's rising at the Jersey Shore. And incidentally, they were talking about the Jersey Shore on the news, and that's where they said New Jersey is seeing its biggest rise. I don't know where they're getting that data from, but they are getting it, and they're saying the New Jersey Shore is where the biggest rise is in New Jersey. So, hello. If it's rising big there at the vacation shore areas, you call it beach, we call it shore. If it's rising there in a vacation tourism area, we can say it's likely rising in other summer vacation areas across the country. Take a look at influenza is not an issue here. RSV is not being detected. HMPV is not being detected. No Mpox issues, and also no norovirus issues either, which that is some good news. Again, this is Bridgeton, New Jersey, Cumberland County, New Jersey. Now, let's be fair. I will be fair. And let's go out here to, how about we come out here to Idaho? How about Boise, Idaho? SARS-CoV-2, coronavirus. It is rising ever so slightly. Influenza is not an issue at this time. RSV not being detected. HMPV not an issue. Mpox not an issue. And unfortunately, norovirus here is on the rise. Alrighty, continuing on now, let's take a look at New Jersey. New Jersey today does report 237 hospitalizations. That is down from yesterday's number, which was at 275. 9 people are on a ventilator, 25 in the ICU, and there have been 30 discharges. Now let's cross the Delaware River and take a look at Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia. And Philadelphia did report 757 EMS incidents for Tuesday. That is down big from the previous day total, which was, I believe, around 840. Unfortunately, I wish I could show more data for the rest of Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania took it upon themselves to just not report anymore. I know it's totally ridiculous, but I can share with you this. SEPTA, which stands for Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority. SEPTA has not been doing too well lately. You may have seen I've been adding to a thread about some accidents on Twitter. Yes, they've had several accidents lately. I think we're up to number 5 in the last 2 weeks. Bus accidents, things that just shouldn't be happening, but they are. Now they're up to this, mechanical issues with the trains. Okay, but this is what we're more interested in. Broad Street subway delays. No operators? They're saying they had no operators this morning? They had a shortage? Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because they're calling out sick? Because COVID cases are on the rise? Maybe it's time that we go back to masking again and help slow the spread and prevent infections. Who remembers that term? Slow the spread. Yes, I do. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the suburbs. It was busy earlier in Montgomery County, but not too bad right now. I'm seeing a whole bunch of things. Fever. Wonder what that could be. And then we come out here to Chester County, and we see respiratory difficulty, stroke, sick person, heart problems. Yes, there are stuff. Plus falls. That's probably the most common call that you're going to see in any county. Falls are very frequent and normal. All right, New York State today. Let's refresh this so we get a better look at it. Yes, this is the more update. I knew that other number was not right. And boy, is this a bad number. 1,280 new cases in New York State. Now you're probably saying, data report, there's millions of people that live in New York State. Yes, I know that, but this is when hardly anybody gets tested. This is when at-home tests are not reported. Reinfections are not reported. Even look at this chart right here. You can actually see, yes, there is a small rise starting to occur in the cases on chart now in New York State. And look at this positivity rate. Oh boy, 11.1%. The average, 7-day average, is now 10%. That, my friends, is not good to see. I do have some slight good news. Do you want good news? I'll show you some slight bit of good news. Let's take a look at the hospitalizations in New York State today and zooming this in. I'll go super close. Nope, closer than this. So I do want to share with you the hospitalizations in New York State. They did drop ever so slightly. 644 hospitalized, 61 people in the ICU. And let's take a look here at New York City, because there's a couple things I want to show you. First off, unfortunately, New York City did rise today. 308 people in hospital, 28 people in the ICU, but I got to share with you Long Island, because I don't want to be all doom and gloom. I can be good, too. There you go. Long Island, what's this? Yes, even yesterday and today, Long Island hospitalizations have suddenly started to drop. 118 people in the hospital, 12 people in the ICU. So that's actually a good thing. And that is backed by dropping hospital admissions in Long Island too. So we'll have to see if it holds. I'm not calling peak for Long Island. I'm just clearly stating here that in the data, there is a drop this week for Long Island. But as you know, neighboring New York City is still on the rise. All right, time now for the weekly update out of Texas. And I'll leave myself on the left for now. New COVID cases in Texas this week, they're down just 150 from last week. But last week they had 9,326. The previous week was 9,476. So again, that's still a lot of COVID cases. That's with people not getting tested, reinfections, at-home tests, and all of this other business. Hospitalizations, however, did rise in Texas. They increased by 61 to 748 versus 687. Alrighty, fatalities in Texas, 7 versus 15. Alright, one last thing I wanted to take a look at. We're not going to do an international update today. I just wanted to take a look at a couple other states here. This is a website we have not used in a while, Madriva. We haven't used this website that much. I don't know how accurate their data is. Some people advise against using it, but I just wanted to show a couple things here. Let's take a look at Illinois, and as you can see here, Illinois is not updating. We'll just use another example. I'm just looking at this for the first time, so bear with me. How about we go up to Maine, the great state of Maine, and let's see what's going on there. Are they updating? Yes, I think we got something from Maine here, and we can see here the current hospitalizations as of August 1st is at 16, and you can see they did report 162 new cases just in 1 week. So yeah, testing, my friends, is way down. I guarantee you the numbers are likely higher than that. Let's do another state. How about we go to the West Coast and take a look at California? We have not looked at California in a very long time. Hopefully California has updated here, and let's see, what is the latest report out of California? No, California has not updated hospitalizations since July 28th, and as of July 28th, 809 people are in the hospital in California, which is interesting. That's actually a higher number than New York State, and with it not being updated, we can assume that it likely may be even higher than that. Let's see, how about my state? Do they got anything for Pennsylvania? I am curious, and maybe you're curious too. Let's see if they somehow pulled a magical rabbit out of a hat and see if there's any data from Pennsylvania. No, there is not any case data, but we do have hospitalization numbers. And look at this. They did find that they rose from 331 to 358 as of the most recent update in Pennsylvania, and there are 27 people in the ICU. Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's pandemic update. I know there was not a lot of new data, a lot of new news. We'll have a better update for you tomorrow. Sorry for the crappy update today, but hey, we did get some information out there, and guess what? I don't know of anyone else out there who is continuing to do daily pandemic updates, so I think we're doing something right here. I will see you all again tomorrow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you know anyone that needs a reminder that, hey, the pandemic's not over, there's 2 things you can do. Number 1, you can share this channel with them. And number 2, you can send them over to my website right here, datareport.info, where there is all kinds of information. I actually just added 2 studies to the archives. Yep, if I happen to be looking something up in the COVID world, to find something out and I find a study, I just automatically add it now. I hope to build the biggest archive possible, to educate. One of the reasons why it's .info on the website name, because it's a source of information. I am here to help you guys. Alright, hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll see you all again next time, but until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone.